Welcome to PPI Recording Studio, nestled in the cradle of New York City. Welcome to the fourth weekly episode for the month of October 2023 for Dedication Around the Nation weekly video series, because we are getting it out to the nation and beyond. First photo you see come up today is a thank you to all our YouTube channel subscribers. Now, to jump on board and become a subscriber to the greater subscriber family, if you will, collective, very easy, quick, and simple. As you're watching today's episode, lower right-hand corner of your screen, you see a red button. And you just click on, please, that red button. That's it, you're subscribed. By doing so, you not only support this specific YouTube channel and weekly video series on the greater YouTube platform, you also help in our expanded mission of supporting nonprofit organizations such as International Women in Jazz, based here in New York City, Mother Rachel Orphanage Center, based in Uganda, also Thomaston Opera House up in Thomaston, Connecticut. We've supported them in the past. Also Small Business Marketing, Pearl Street Station Restaurant up in Malden, Massachusetts, just north of Boston. Also absolutely phenomenal video in Noah, Connecticut. And also artistic endeavors of artists outside the Project 142 family, if you will, such as David Breen, who we talked about last week, for his upcoming drama coach session up in Danvers, Massachusetts at the Danvers Y. Live links in the text description area as always. So next photo you're going to see come up, and that is for last week's episode, and that was October 19, 2023. If you've not seen it, I'll have a live link in the text description area. Makes it very easy for you to go down underneath today's episode. Just click onto it and watch the episode. Now, we had a continuing version of the saga of HAZEL, the rescue squirrel, and that's up in Malden, Massachusetts, just north of Boston. And that is under the auspices of Linda Amato, who is a wildlife rescue rehab person in Malden, Mass. And the update is that HAZEL has flown the coop. She's left the rehab pen, and she's out there. She's building her own home, if you will, out in the wild, which was the whole idea of what Linda does in rehabbing animals. So great job, Linda, and we wish HAZEL a really happy, warm winter, I hope, wherever she becomes, and that deserves a horn. Congratulations, Linda. I know it's bittersweet. So for the October 19, 2023 episode as well, there's a follow-up. And last week I spoke of, and it was for this particular CD. This is my debut CD that actually is the 20th anniversary. It was recorded October 2003. So it's a 20-year-old CD this month. But I spoke of the people that were involved in recording it. And I spoke of Mark Egan, who is a bassist composer. And Mark is the bass player on that recording. And I flashed this particular photo, as you see here now. But what I didn't say was this was 10 years after that. So in 2013, I was hosting and producing it was a Cablevision public access TV show called Carousel. And I was the host and producer, and I asked Mark on to be a guest. And Mark was a terrific guest. So live link in the text description here. If you've not seen this interview, it's really cool. Makes it very easy for you today. Just go down, as with all the other links, just click on and watch that interview with Mark. And thank you again, Mark, for your support. Last one I'm going to talk about for last week's episode, which was October 19, 2023. And this is a flyer. This is for Save the Date, Plan Ahead for Beneath the Sea Annual Weekend Exposition, and that's going to be in Secaucus, New Jersey. If you don't know about Beneath the Sea, I'll have live links in the text description here to their website. Also, their Facebook page makes it very easy to find out information about them. It'll be March 2024 back in Secaucus, New Jersey. But Beneath the Sea is all about diving, exotic destinations such as the Fiji Isles, for example, the Maldives, also Seychelles Islands off of Africa, for example. But that's what Beneath the Sea is all about. And so it's dive promoters, scuba diving that is, snorkeling, certainly exotic travel, cruises. That's all for the whole weekend. And the different people have booths set up, and you walk around and get all kinds of information. It's really, really cool. Now, the next photo you're going to see come up because we promoted the March 2023 Beneath the Sea this past year, which was like, 6 months or so ago. And this is the photo because I went that Sunday. And this is a photo of myself and Paul Siswerdo Sr., who is the founder, I'm wearing my Gotham Whale shirt today, who is the founder of Gotham Whale based here in New York City, which is a nonprofit organization we've been supporting now for 19 months. And his son, Paul Siswerdo Jr., thank you, Paul, for taking this photo. And I'll have live links in the text description area to Gotham Whale website, as always, Facebook page, also their their YouTube channel makes it very easy for you to get information about Gotham Whale. So Project 142 Concert Series is the sponsor to Dedication Around the Nation Weekly Video Series. As you can see here, the logo, Project 142 website is www.project142.org. Facebook page is Project 142 NYC. And our event calendar tethered to the website is www.project142.org/calendar. That calendar gets updated every day by myself. It keeps it not only current, but I add on all kinds of new information, online events, live events. And we have two that are on there for this week, October 27th, both in New York City, and that would be, of course, 2023. The first one, I should say, is 8 o'clock, and that is for Maria Giorgio, 8 o'clock in the evening. Maria Giorgio, and she returns to the Shrine up in Harlem, right here in New York City. And the second one is at 7:30 p.m., and that's at Sky Vault, which is Robert C. Ford, the Wall Street poet. That's his venue right here in New York City. They're having a concert at Sky Vault. Of course, live links in the text description area. And it's on the Project 142 website calendar to help support. So Project 142 was founded and created by retired minister here in New York City, Dick Leonard. And this happened at 2010. Dick opened up his home to artists, musicians to come in, do their concerts. He didn't charge them for the space. He had refreshments that were free to everybody. That was how it started 2.5 years later. It grew the space, as you can imagine. And Dick stopped it and actually got an offer from someone he knew in New York City for them to fund it for Dick, which means now that he had to take it mobile, take it out of his home and to other venues within the city. Dick was 85 years old at that point. He wasn't going to do it. He had to hire somebody to do it, and that ended up being me. And so I created the website for it. It didn't have one. Created the social media platform. Created a logo for Project 142. It didn't have any of that. And all of that now gets used to this day. So we were doing live concerts up to March 2020. And as of April 28th, 2020, we redesigned the mission, turned it around, and took all of what we had learned over that 10 or so years and created this and launched it right here at PPI, this weekly video series, which is Dedication in Isolation. And now we're 3.5 years into it, doing the weekly video series, and it's now evolved into Dedication Around the Nation. That's the new logo for the last 2 months. Yeah. So for the first Project 142 video promotion support, because we encounter and we cross all boundaries of all kinds of topics, and for today is, I'm going to say hello to my little friend. So this is a new rescue that I had this Monday. So I'm home Monday morning, and all of a sudden there's this big thud into my picture window where I live. And I knew it was a bird strike immediately. I didn't see it. I could just tell by the sound. And I figured because it was such a thud that the poor thing was probably on the pavement. So I go outside, sure as heck, there's the bird on the pavement. And it's just standing there. It's dazed. So you're going to see the photo come up as I'm talking. So I talked to the bird for a few minutes, picked up the bird, took it around from the driveway side of the building because there's traffic, people getting ready to go to work and all that, go to school. And I put it on the forest side of the building, which abuts to a forest in the back, right? And I figured just need quiet time to get itself oriented. Stayed with the bird for about a half hour, and it started to come around a little bit. And then it started to respond to my voice and started to respond to my body movements. And then it started turning its head around, and it was really getting a little more aware. And I said, well, obviously it's coming out of it. And then it flew off onto a branch, and then I went over and hung out with it for another 20 minutes on the branch, make sure it was okay. So these are our feathered friends, folks, and these are our furry friends, and you just never know when they need a helping hand, just like this guy here. It was a raccoon I saved at home about a year ago. This particular photo I took just as it was getting out of a dumpster. So it never hurts to pitch in. Now, the next one I'm going to talk about for video promotion support, take 2 for Project 142, is recycling. We haven't talked much about that lately. And if you haven't seen, you're going to see the photo come up. The last real recycling episode I did was February of 2023 of this year. And I'll have a live link in the text description area. It makes it very easy for you to scroll down and watch that episode. It's really cool. But today I'm going to talk about these bags. Now, these bags are for toilet paper, paper towel, obviously bottled water like Poland Spring, all of that, right? But most of the times people don't realize that these are recyclable as a plastic bag. They do not go in, I'm going to have a water bottle, they don't go in bottles or plastic containers. No, they don't go into that. They go in as a plastic bag. Hence, when you have plastic bags such as this, right? And you're going to take these to a store, and like a Walmart or a Stop and Shop, supermarket or Wegmans or anything of that sort, and put them in a container so they get recycled separately. They can't go in with the bottles and all that. They have to be plastic bags by themselves. So these go in here, right? And as long as it's clean and dry, you take them to the store and they get recycled. They find the home that they should be placed. And then they get reconstituted, and then it goes on to becoming a park bench or God only knows what, but they do reconstitute them and make them into something better. So the whole idea is to put these in the proper home so it doesn't end up in, you're going to see the photo come up, in a home where it doesn't belong. And that is a photo I took off the Fijian Islands on a night dive of a sea turtle. It was sleeping. It doesn't belong in the ocean, folks. There's too much plastic garbage in the ocean as it is. And what happens even so much so is that, unfortunately, when a sea turtle, for example, sees a bag like this floating around in the water, its eyesight is not that good and it confuses it with food, as in a jellyfish, for example, and it eats it. And unfortunately, the plastic bag goes down into the digestive tract, gets stuck, and then it starves to death because it can't have any food pass. And you don't want that to happen, and certainly I don't want to. So please recycle your plastic bags, right? So I'm going to take it out today with a song. I'm going to send this down to a very dear friend of mine down in Florida, and this is KATHLEEN FORSBERG. Kathleen and I have known each other since grammar school, and she's a little under the weather at this point, and we're sending this down to give her like a little boost and tell her that we're thinking of her and send her a virtual hug. When I am worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. When my bankroll is getting small, I think of when I had none at all, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. I think about her nursery and picture curly heads, and one by one I count them as they slumber in their beds. So if you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. Get better real quick, Kathleen. Thank you so much for your support over the last 3 years with this video series. And as always, please check all the links underneath today's episode. They're there for you. Makes it easy for you to go on and support outside organizations, nonprofit organizations, small businesses, certainly other artists and what they're doing in their artistic endeavors. And as always, once again, we thank Mr. Chip Fabrizi, the owner of PPI Recording Studio.
Do you have any apparatuses with you?
I have the apparatus here today.
Okay.
We'll see you next episode, and happy Halloween! Boo!